Count Sylvan, lord of a small, tolerably well-kept castle in the enchanted forest of Bronxy-Randy in Brittany, France. As it happens, most of the forest dwellers and occasional fairy folk passing through are not really reliable sources of levy and assorted income, which is why Osmillion tries to set aside drinking bear with his chum Helmuth, the dragon, who escaped the ramblings and the treasure stealing of a certain bloke called Siegfried in Germany, to put his mother's legacy of excessive creativity once in a while to earn a little extra income. His mother, by the way, is a Bronxite fairy who is mostly occupied with dancing and moonlit forest cleanings and answering to the whims of a certain Morgaine Le Fay. But that is another story. So Omlian decided to try his hand at devising wondrous things for sale to the general populace. These, unfortunate enough to be consigned to living beyond the magically glowing borders of Broncandi Forest. Omnian designs apparel and home decor out of the ordinary, whimsical, and oldish European cheeky and heartfelt. Go check out his products at montyslvain.eu/Osmullion. You'll be glad you did. Go over to montyslvain.eu/OSMELIAN and tell them you heard about it here. Transmedia Worldwide, we got more coming up. Good Lord. I love that ad. It is the big broadcast known the world over as the Jiggy Jaguar radio show. We're going to go to the telephones. We have got our first guest of the hour joining us here on our big broadcast, and you can get more information at KARDsharp.com. That's cardsharp.com. Houston Curtis with us today, the author of $1 Billion Hollywood Heist, the A-list kingpin, and the poker ring that brought down the Tinseltown. He's the president and CEO of CardSharp Media, and Houston Curtis joins us today here on the telephone. Welcome to the broadcast, sir. Talk to me a little bit about this incredible book. Oh, well, I think we've lost him. So we are going to dial him again and see if we can pull him up here. I'm not sure what happened. So we are going to go back to the telephones. Or go to the telephone. There we are. I don't know. I think we lost him.
Hey, I lost you there.
There we are. We've got him back here. We've got Houston Curtis with us. He's the author of $1 Billion Hollywood Heist, the A-list kingpin, and the poker ring that brought down Tinseltown. He's also the president and CEO of CardSharp Media, Inc., and you can get more information online, cardsharp.com. And so tell us a little about this book. This book is fantastic, $1 Billion Hollywood Heist.
Well, the first interesting thing about it is I never thought I would be releasing a book during the zombie apocalypse. There's no book signings, and actually, if you go to Amazon, there's no books. There's a non-essential item. So I'm promoting a book that can't get shipped from the biggest bookseller in the world.
Amazing times we live in, sir. Amazing times, Houston. I've got a book. I've written this book, but nobody can get their damn hands on it.
And, I come from a world where, I could tell you a million bad beat stories, like, where a 9,000 to 1 shot took you out. And I don't know what the odds would have been for this, but, man.
This is amazing.
So, I was up all night getting ready for another interview this morning. We had the Zoom thing, and last night I leave the studio and I see guys in like full on. I'm in Arizona, so they just called the, you're not allowed to leave your house now.
Oh yeah,
So there's guys at Circle K, private security, full artillery. Two guys with guns and like the vests and the whole deal standing outside of Circle K last night, and cops going around everywhere, and it just felt really weird, man.
Well, you know, I think it's interesting that you have scenarios and situations like that, and then you go to the internet and people go, "We're under martial law," and the government's like, "No, we're not under martial law." So
I don't know what to think. I know the only thing I know is I don't know anyone who has the virus. So I knock on wood. I want that to stay the same. But
one of the things I've been telling a lot of people, which is just so strange to me. My mother thought she had it in November, and one of our photographers in New Jersey, said he had it in November. And I think I had it in February. So it's been here a lot longer than people give it credit for.
There you go. Well, my book.
Yes.
So did you happen to see the movie Molly's Game when it was out?
Yes, I did. It was fantastic.
It was a very good movie. And my book is basically my version of the same story. In the movie, you may or may not remember, but the guy who lost $1 million, they called him Harlan Hustis.
Yes.
My name's Houston Curtis, and he was Harlan Hustis. So he was playing me. You know, there are a lot of things. I never wanted to write this book at first. Back when the whole poker scandal, the celebrity poker scandal centered around, you know, Tobey Maguire and Leo DiCaprio and Ben Affleck, when that all broke, I was offered, you know, huge advances to write a book because a lot of people, you know, in Hollywood at the time who knew me knew that I ran that game. Me and Toby created that game.
Yeah.
It started in his kitchen, and then when he wanted to get one day, Toby's real eccentric, and he doesn't like a lot of. There are a lot of guys coming in with, you know, eating pepperoni pizza, and he's a vegan. You know, one guy he was a billionaire's kid from Montana. He would chew and spit it in one of Toby's coffee cups. And one day Toby's like, "Man, we got to get these scumbags out of my house."
Yeah.
So that's when we went to the
I gotta get these scumbags out of my house.
And he said it affectionately, of course.
Yes.
A lot of them are friends of ours.
Yes.
But then we went to the Viper Room, and our buddy Darren Feinstein owned the Viper Room, and he said, "Yeah, I'll have this girl Molly serve drinks." And that's how we met Molly. And Molly was basically we couldn't have this game going around town being known as Toby's game.
Yes. Oh, no.
So we gave Molly all the numbers, and we told her who to invite. And that's basically how the game went for 5 years. So the story is a little different. But the real story is told in my book. And, you know, the entire game was set up as a hustle from the beginning. And we recognized that poker was blowing up. And, you know, this is around 2004-ish, 2004, 2005. And a lot of guys who were playing, the thing Texas Hold'em did, televising Texas Hold'em, they explained this game that seems very easy to play. And then, you know, they had a professional dealer, so not like the old days when you would pass the deal, every guy knew how to shuffle a deck of cards and, you know, deal 5 different games. All these guys who had never played poker before, never touched a deck of cards before, start playing, and then they realized, oh, we could go play with these celebrities. And that's exactly what we wanted. You know, we basically set up a game where we found guys who were never going to run out of money, and they were never going to get any better. And for 5 years, we beat this game I mean, I must have taken about $15 million out of the game, and Toby took more just because I always had to worry about, my position in the game. Since Toby and I were partners, that position was always kind of protected by him. But, guys don't like to get beat every week. But when they get beat by a celebrity, they can stomach it a little better.
Well, that too. That too.
But we even had, Leo DiCaprio was even, I tell in the book, what, you don't hear in Molly's Game, the movie, we even, strategically put Leo in place in the very beginning just to draw huge whales. He didn't even play with his own money. Me and Toby staked him to play, which I thought was pretty odd at first, but, then Toby pointed out, he's like, dude, think about it. He's like, why would he put up his own money? We're going to make way more money, risking losing, even if we lost 50 grand, if Leo lost 50 grand of our money, think about the guys who are going to come play with him. They're going to dump hundreds of thousands. And that worked, And pretty soon it became like it was the world's greatest cherry patch, and every pro
yes.
from Las Vegas to Russia was trying to make their way to L.A. to get into this game.
Now, since this is, but by the way, we're speaking with Houston Curtis today, $1 billion Hollywood heist, the incredible true story that was overlooked in Aaron Sorkin's Molly's Game. With this being a poker ring, I have to ask, did you have the Instagram celebrity Dan Blazarian want to get involved in this?
Well, I know Dan. Dan's a good guy.
Yeah.
Dan came to the game once, and I honestly don't remember how he did, but I remember I don't think him and Toby got along, and I don't remember why.
Well, you said you think he came to the game once, and I'm like, well, judging by his Instagram, there wasn't probably bikini-clad chicks and tigers and any of this other stuff at your game. So yeah, he probably only came to one game.
Yeah. No, I at one point Dan wanted to open a strip club, and
of course
he was going to open it with this guy named Viffer, and Viffer is a poker player, and him and Dan, hang out a lot. And so the two of them were going to open a strip club, and they wanted me to produce a reality show.
Of course they did.
Them running a strip club.
Yes.
And he actually had a good idea. He was going to get in Blazarian's jet and fly all over the world. And he was going to find the hottest women you could find. And in the interview, he says, I'm going to find girls who are going to work way harder for the money than these American girls. And we're going to call it No Limit, because they're no limit hold'em players.
Oh yeah.
There'd be no limit to the debauchery that was going to happen inside their club.
Oh
but
yeah.
The last time that I hung out with Dan, that's what we were working on, and but his attention span was not. It's like he was really into it for 5 minutes, and I think once he realized he'd have to actually show up and shoot things on a schedule.
Oh yeah, very much
like,
so.
No, I'm not having that. I'm not having that.
Yes, that's awesome. We have got Houston Curtis with us today. So, what do you want readers to take away from this book?
Well, the book is a lot of things. It's very personal to me because it's actually a story that I never wanted to tell. When I set out to make this game with Toby, the last thing in the world I would have ever imagined doing was writing a tell-all about it, because the whole point of putting a card hustle together is to keep it just that, you know. If we could have kept that game together the way it was going before things started going haywire and, you know, people started getting arrested and Molly starts turning names over to the feds. So I'd still be playing today.
Yeah.
But when Molly came out with her book, there was just enough things in that book that were so inaccurate that were then amplified by the movie that I don't know, I kind of felt obligated to set the record straight. But what people are going to find is that Molly couldn't have ever told the true story because she didn't know it. She had no clue what the true story was. And the true story was, you know, it was two guys. One of them was a movie star, and one of them was a kid from the Midwest who, you know, just moved out to L.A. when he was 18 to chase a dream. Got together somehow and put together the most elaborate poker hustle in Hollywood history. And that's exactly what we did.
It's absolutely amazing. Houston Curtis with us today, $1 Billion Hollywood Heist. Are you planning on writing another book anytime soon, or?
Well, I might. I'm planning on re-releasing a book after the coronavirus. It'll be this one again. When I actually get to show up at a book signing somewhere, or when Amazon ships it. But no, I actually am writing another book. You know, one of the big things that that Molly didn't understand, and it was that the game was a hustle. But the second thing that no one knew is that I have lived my entire life. It's kind of like a double life. You know, I built a successful career as a television producer.
Yeah.
But I've been handling cards since I was 7 years old, and by the time I, you know, got out of high school, I could pretty much do anything with a deck of cards. And if I put in the amount of time trying to get a PhD or a master's degree that I've put in learning how to deal cards out of the center of the deck or off the bottom of the deck, or how to riffle stack a hand and deal any hand that I want, I probably have like 6 master's degrees and 3 PhDs. You know, I've used thousands of hours with cards in my hand. And before Toby and I ever, you know, one thing I tell in this book is a little bit of my history about, you know, I played in games with, you know, from mobbed up games. I played with the Russians and Armenians out of L.A. that ran, you know, rigged games, and I played as an invited guest, you know, and took games down against guys who, you know, were not great, not the kind of guys you want to hang out with, you know. And it took me a long time to work up to the biggest game of my life, which ironically ended up being played straight. You know, even though I could, if you hand me a deck of cards, I could deal you a winner every single time. But the secret to the game that Toby and I put together was we didn't need that big of an edge. We just needed to control who was in the game, and by having the celebrity, you know, people just love celebrities.
Yes.
You know, they love being
yes, they
being
do.
able to say, a guy will easily drop $150,000. He'll come to the game. These guys would come to the game thinking they're just going to drop 5, especially in the beginning when we made the buy-ins lower. What they didn't realize, I don't know if you know anything about poker, but at first we had it was a $5,000 buy-in with only with 100, 200 blinds, meaning the minimum come-in bet's $200. So you have to have about 50,000 to sit right in a game like that. And these guys didn't know anything about poker, so by the time the button got around twice, you'd have a guy who came to spend $5,000 and hang out with Leo and Toby is into the game for $25,000, scratching his head. You know? And then those stakes just got bigger and bigger and bigger, and before you know it, people were sitting down with $200,000, and you know, and it was $1 million losses. And you know, we just stocked the pond with guys who were never going to, you know, really learn the game, and they were never going to run out of money, and for the longest time, it just seemed like, well, I write in the book. One day after the game first started, I'm giving Toby a ride back to his house, and he said, "Man, if this keeps going the way it is, we're going to take this thing for $1 billion." And then I jokingly said, "Yeah, we'll call it the $1 billion Hollywood heist." And now I have a book out chronicling that very thing.
I think it's fantastic, and I appreciate you making time for us today. I definitely look forward to talking to you more, and good luck with everything, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you, Houston.
Hey, thanks for having me anytime.
Appreciate it, brother. Have yourself a good day. There he goes, Houston Curtis.